The draft resolution we tabled required an immediate end to the use of heavy weapons and for all sides to step back from the violence. It insisted on action to create the conditions for a political process, as agreed by the Ministerial Action Group in Geneva on the 30th of June, which included Russia and China. It demanded that the UN mission could resume its operations unimpeded and in greater safety. And for the first time, it would have created a trigger for sanctions, global sanctions, if these actions were not taken. This course of action was necessary and reasonable. It was called for by the Arab League, by the Special Envoy Kofi Annan, supported by countries across the Council like India, Morocco and Colombia. It was not a Western proposition. It was what people and governments all over the world wanted to see, and there was nothing in it that would have authorized military action. So the decision by Russia and China, in the view of the United Kingdom, to veto this resolution is inexcusable and indefensible. When it came to the time to turn agreements which they have supported into action to end the violence, they stood aside from that. They have turned their back on the people of Syria in their darkest hour. The Syrian refugees I met in Jordan this week were desperate and despairing. They will feel abandoned and betrayed by this unjustifiable veto. I believe Russia and China will pay a serious price in the Middle East, diplomatically and politically, for taking this position. Many observers will conclude that they have put national interest ahead of the lives and the rights of millions of Syrian people. And they will be held increasingly responsible for worsening the crisis in Syria. But more importantly, their action means the Security Council cannot perform the function for which it was designed. We will not give up our efforts to enable the Security Council to live up to its responsibilities. In the meantime, we will seek new sanctions from the European Union and our allies to increase pressure on the regime, and we will consult with our partners in the Friends of Syria group on how they can do so as well. Today's veto does nothing to change the fact that the Assad regime is doomed. My message to all those in the regime is that they will be held accountable for their actions. The pressure on them will not relent for an instant, in spite of the veto today. We will do all that we can do to end the killing and will rule nothing out in the future in these efforts.